NHL Atlanta 3.0. Well, it has been 15 years since the Thrashers left for Winnipeg. Now, Alpharetta is the latest city trying to bring world-class hockey back to the area. Atlanta's first Adam Murphy joins us live at North Point Mall to explain.
Hi there, guys. Guess what? The city of Alpharetta is taking major steps to try to redevelop North Point Mall and possibly bring professional hockey back to Metro Atlanta. City leaders approved a plan to help fund a massive redevelopment project centered around an NHL-ready arena here. North Point Mall in Alpharetta opened to the public more than 30 years ago, and now, as mentioned, there are plans to redevelop here and attract, hopefully, a professional hockey team. City officials have approved a tax allocation district, clearing the way for a multi-billion-dollar mixed-use development with a professional hockey arena on the location. Many Metro Atlanta residents we spoke with agree the property does need a new look after 30-plus years, but building an arena on the property for the National Hockey League comes with some mixed reviews.
I've had the ability to speak with the NHL and travel to Manhattan and meet with them in person, and so I understand a little bit about what they're looking for, but ultimately that would be somebody else that goes and makes that application.
North Point has some competition, we should point out. Another group is pushing a separate arena project known as The Gathering at South Forsyth, a nearby development also vying to land a professional hockey franchise. No word on when the NHL will decide on whether professional hockey returns to the Metro Atlanta area, but clearly a couple of locations are getting ready, and we do expect to hear new information from North Point and the owner of this property possibly as soon as next week. Live here at North Point Mall in Alpharetta, Adam Murphy, Atlanta News First.